All right. Oh, that was so much better. Wow. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I was trying to do my live. Forgive me for my tardiness. Trying to do live on Facebook via my computer was a bit of a challenge, so I just decided to switch it on over here to my phone, my cellular device. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you all may be on this beautiful Friday or Saturday morning or whatever time of the day it is in your part of the world. Welcome back. I know it has been a while for a lot of you guys that have been following me and have seen the videos I have been putting out every Friday morning over the last few months, and a lot has happened. A lot has taken place, and I've needed to make some adjustments, readjust, regroup, etc., etc. But today I wanted to come back, and I wanted to come on and I wanted to speak to my late bloomers. Okay? My late bloomers, people in life who think that it's too late to accomplish anything because of whatever the reasons, the excuses we've been given, the excuses that we use, whatever those things are. So that being said, I wanted to share with you guys my story, okay, and basically how I've gotten to where I am. Okay, so to kick it off, for those of you who don't know, my name is Latrell Allen. Okay, I am an actor. Okay, and I'm from Houston, born and raised, and I am here now in New York City. Well, I'm a current resident in the Newark, New Jersey area. So I go back and forth between here and New York, both ways. Anyway, that's where I'm from. That's where I am. So I just want to share with you guys my story. Okay, at the age of 10, okay, I've always known that I wanted to be an actor. Okay, my parents put both my brother and I into music classes. We were working with two great music teachers, Mr. Eric Wright and Stephanie Wright. Their music studio, Wright Music Studio. Check them out. It's a nice little shameless plug. I always give credit to where credit is due. And Mr. Wright, he actually used to teach us at school. And my parents found out that he had a studio outside of that. So my brother and I took their classes, their music classes, so on and so forth. And every year they always had these music recitals. So this one particular year, I remember this like it was yesterday. And what happened was they had gone down the line. So there were a slew of us. Now, before I go into this, I don't want to give away too much of my entire life story because it's going to be, the last time I spoke, I was talking about writing. It's going to be in my book. I know I talked about it before, but like I said again, a lot has taken place. So I am still in that process of writing that book. So anyway, during the recital, at the very end, our teachers asked each of us, all of the students, what we wanted to be when we grew up, right? And for some reason, out of the blue, out of nowhere, what came out of me was that I wanted to be on TV. Never had any idea prior to, nothing motivated me, nothing did whatever. I don't know. Something just kind of came to me. It came out of me and it flowed out of my mouth. And that's all I've ever known. So, and this was at 10. So I discovered that at 10 years old. Then after that, for whatever reason, a slew of things in my life, started happening. And of course, I mentioned this to you guys a while ago about something that happened to me. I was molested by a family member when I was younger. And then after that happened, going through the cycle of life, middle school, in high school, was bullied because of how I looked and all of these things. So I went through that process of, that awkward phase in life, because these things, I experienced these things. It put a dampering on me, right? It made me feel different. I didn't know who I was, and it really affected me mentally, emotionally. So all of those things prevented me from really being who I really wanted to be, being on TV, so on and so forth. So those things took place. And in the midst of that, also, I started auditioning. I remember auditioning in elementary school. I auditioned for middle school. Those things didn't pan out, right? And then I remember in high school, my sophomore year, I had an experience on stage, with a class assignment that left me embarrassed. That's also going to go in the book. Again, I don't want to give too much away. But it was an experience where it kind of in so many ways laughed me off stage. This assignment that when I look back on it was a result of where I was still dealing with things internally. So with that happening, I kind of put acting to the side, right? I said, I quit. I'm done. I'm not doing this. Being rejected from these auditions at a young age. I thought I had it all together. I thought it was supposed to be like this or like that, and then having this experience on stage in high school, that really set me back. So I said, oh, I'm not gonna. This is obviously not for me, because none of this feels comfortable. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. Being rejected at a young age and being embarrassed on stage and laughed off of stage in so many ways, that's not a good feeling for a kid. So that happened in high school. So that was about 2008. So I left that alone. I left the whole acting thing all alone. And then when what I decided to do during my undergrad years, I still decided to major, not necessarily in acting, but something close to it. So in the back of my mind, I said, okay, I can do something in the same vein of it. So I decided to major in radio, TV, film. My undergrad journey was very interesting. It's one, not a lot. It's one that I haven't heard a lot of, but let's just say I felt like a nomad. Okay, I was a nomad from my freshman year all the way to my junior, senior year in college. So I moved around a lot with my undergrad college years. So I did that, and I went into this, so in my bouncing around, if you will, I majored in radio, TV, film as my backup. So my thinking behind it was, okay, since this whole acting, this thing in front of the camera was not the way to go for me, or wasn't working. I don't know if this thing is working or not. If it is, okay, I'm assuming I am. I hope so. Okay, anyway, sorry, I digressed somewhere in this. I got distracted. So I majored, did my backup plan and said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I said I'm gonna back up. I'm going to major in this backup plan, have one foot in, one foot out. Because the idea that I was thinking that I'd always heard of where if somebody who was around, a crew person, what have you, was available, if an actor was not ready or not available, I'm like, hey, I'm there, I'll step in, I'll do it. I know their lines, whatever. That was me. That was my idea. So that was my reasoning, right? My logic behind my backup and my majoring in the radio, TV, film aspect of it. So all of that happened, I go through college, have my experiences, et cetera, et cetera. Then 8 years, so in that time period, throughout that 8 years that passes, something happens. And this is in 2008. My senior year, is that right? Yes, 2008, my senior year in high school. It didn't take me 8 years. Let me between what happened in high school and 2008, okay, I don't want y'all to think, oh my God, it took this girl 8 years. Although everybody's journey is different. That is okay. It took me about 5.5 years, whatever. But what I'm saying is between 2000, my sophomore year in high school, when I had that incident, so my quitting phase, if you will, between my pivotal moment, it took 8 years. So let me clarify that. So in 2008, my senior year in undergrad, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was leaving campus and I was headed to the shuttle to go back to my apartment, my off-campus apartment. And it was a nice, beautiful, sunny day. And I remember when I got to, now let me back it up briefly. So during this time when I was here doing my senior year, I worked with a lot of great, all of my classmates were great. We had a lot of fun, we did a lot of projects together. We did a lot of great works, and things of that nature. So I'm on the bus, I'm on the shuttle waiting to get ready to go home. And all of a sudden, this thought comes to me. And it says, and I get that what if question, right? That what if. And the question was, what would my life look like if I don't? Right? What would my life look like if I don't fulfill this dream? And rather, it was more so literally, how would I feel if I saw my classmates' names on the screen except for mine? All these people that I worked with, I did these projects with, I saw all their names but didn't see mine on the screen. How would I feel? And it wasn't a question of ego. Let me clear that up for you. It wasn't an egotistical question. It was like an aha moment for me. It was like a wake-up call. And so it didn't hit me like a stack of bricks, like okay, like I really did feel some kind of way when that question came to my mind. So from 2008 until 2018, so that's a 10-year gap. So during that time period, life continues on. So now I'm at the place and I'm trying to figure it all out, right? I'm trying to figure out how to make this thing work, how to survive on my own, doing my thing, whatever this journey looks like to get to where I am, to go after this acting thing, to figure out what this looks like. What is that path? What is that journey? What do I need to do to get into a theater, to do this and to do that? By the way, let me back it up a little bit because I did miss a very important point, and this too is in the book. Well, yeah, I already said it. Now I'm going to leave it for the books. I'm going to let you read it and find out. But, so yes, so I'm on this journey to figure out what that looks like, what that path looks like, right? And so this is another 10 years. So this journey is 10 whole years in the making, in the books, in the mix, so on and so forth. So 20. So I get this job working at an alternative school. And this is in, I got it in December. I got hired in late December of 2016. I came on in January of 17. So in this journey, in this process, I'm thinking, I'm asking God, okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're doing. This does not look like what I thought it was supposed to be. I'm going to this job. You know, I said, if I'm going to take this job, it has to look like X, Y, Z. Fast forward, I'm at the job, and I really enjoy it. You know, I really enjoy the kids that I'm working with, the students, where I'm truly fulfilled. You know, I'm affecting and impacting their lives in a positive way, so on and so forth. And I remember a student, we were having a conversation. I was having a conversation with my class, and I can't remember what the conversation was about. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know it has something to do with dreams, or dreams came about during the conversation. And I remember a student of mine asked me, he said, Miss Allen, he said, if this is what you want to, and I remember sharing what I wanted to do. And he said, if this is what you want to do, he said, then why are you here? And I said, okay. He had a very valid point. You know, what was I doing there? And it was just another one of those aha moments. So this was late spring of 2017. So this is around, I think, May. Late April, early May, or in between April and May. So that question came about. And then, so that took place. And so that was May. A few months later, this is in September 2017. One of my great coworkers comes to me. He's definitely going in the book. He is in the book. I credit him to this day, if he's watching, Mr. Mungia. Thank you for being my angel. So he comes to me one day in my room, and I think I had a planning period, so I was off. I had no students. He comes to me with this packet in his hands, and he said he got it. He said it came in his mailbox at the school, and the packet was from AMDA, the American Musical Dramatic Academy. Now, I knew of that school. That was a school that was on my vision board. Years prior, I had always wanted to go, be it in New York or in LA. He comes to me with this packet, and he says, this came in my mailbox today or whenever. And he said, he said, since I don't need it, you can give it to either your students. He said, you can give it to your students. And if your students may be interested in it, you can give it to them. And then he says, or, if you want it, you take it. So I'm like, okay. First thing in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to take it. I don't know no kids in my class who were interested. Not in the way that my classroom was set up. I knew I didn't have any students that were interested, right? So I took it for me. I mean, real talk, honestly, I didn't have any students who I knew off the top of my head they were really interested in it. So I took it for myself. Opportunity. I went through the process. I applied. I filled out the application, did all the paperwork that I needed to do, right? So this was in September of 2017. Fast forward a couple of months later, I started working with this awesome acting teacher. His name is David Rainey. And again, I give shout outs. I give credit where credit is due. He is also in the book as well. A great acting coach, acting teacher, who helped me with my process. It was like a 2-month process, rehearsing. And I really can't wait to share with you guys in the book the details of this journey. So anyway, that was October 2017. So this was about a 2-month process. The audition was set for December 16th. Yes, December 16th of 2017 in Dallas. They didn't have any auditions in Houston. I worked and lived in Houston. The audition was in Dallas. That was the nearest place to me. I took off work that Friday, December 15, 2017. I took off work that day to drive down to Dallas for my audition. Perseverant. Did that. Completed that. Felt good about it. Had fun. So on and so forth. This was December 16th. Was going through some other stuff with, some people around me, so on and so forth. December 30th or 31st, I received an email from this school that says you have been accepted into the American Dramatic, I'm about to mess it all the way up. The American Musical Dramatic Academy of New York. You've been accepted. I think about a day, within the next day to a week, I got another email from them saying that I also received some scholarship money for the school. Y'all know anything about New York or LA? It is what it is, right? You've gotten scholarships. So you're talking about a way to bring in the new year and to celebrate? Yes. Yes. So I was extremely excited, I was elated. I was speechless. I was excited. I was sharing it with everybody. So that took place. So a few months, I'm going through the process now of getting everything prepared, getting everything ready. June 2018 was my departure date. And as a matter of fact, in about a week, today is the 11th. I think on the 19th, the 19th of June would make 3 years that I've been here in New York. So, let me back up. Let me add a huge point that makes all this make sense. When I moved here in 2018, I was 34. I was 34. I discovered my dream, love, and passion for acting at 10. 34. I discovered it at 10. I moved to the school of my dreams, the city of my dreams, at 34. That's 24 years. It's 24 years. For those of you who are spiritual, and let me, for those of you my faith walkers, who have a relationship with God, Christians, whatever faith you walk, you believe. If you understood and let that sit, what I just said, you may be leaping for joy, be it internally or externally. Age 10, I'm moved at 34. That's 24 year. That's a 24-year lifespan or time lapse. I'm now living and walking it out. A lot of you saw the photos and the videos and things that I posted last weekend from a photo shoot of a web series that I'm currently working on right now. I'm now 37. I don't mind sharing that. I know in the industry they say, oh, don't tell your age. 37. I am coming up to the surface. My late bloomers, do not give up. Do not give up. I'm going to share this to the best of my ability. A great conversation that I had with a new great friend of mine, Mr. Cameron Keith, who was visiting a couple of weeks ago. And he talked, and I will actually go more into this either on Monday or next Friday, about the bamboo tree, right? As a great analogy that a lot of people understand. The Chinese bamboo tree. It takes 5 years. It takes a while for that tree to actually shoot up. It's not overnight. Because what I want to talk about is development. My development phase. Okay? Now I'm going to leave that there because there's more in that story and what he shared that I want to make sure I get it right. So, to my late bloomers, trust me, you are where you're supposed to be. And what he said, and it's coming back to me, it's some of the good part of it is coming back to me now. But those of us who bloom late, there is a longer lifespan. There's longevity in our existence, in our living. For those whose life, their success, what have you, whatever, starts early, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be there for the complete long haul, because there's been an exertion of that energy or what have you for it started out early. I'm paraphrasing and messing it all up, but you get the point. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So to my late bloomers, it's not too late. You are still here. You're still living. You're still breathing for a reason. The later your development, the longer the lifespan. So you guys take care. You guys enjoy your day, the rest of your day, your weekend. I really do hope that what I said in sharing my story helped somebody. And if it did, reach out to me. Let me know. Let's talk. If there's something, if you can relate to it, if your story in so many ways is similar, or you know, whatever the case may be. You know, I love to help those who, we are all walking through life on the same page, in the same boat, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So if this helped you, if you understood it, if it benefited you, you know, reach out to me, you know, DM me, whatever, comment below. I really do hope this thing went live on here, because this was a whole conversation. I don't mind talking about it again. I just wanted to make sure this was done right. So anyway, you guys take care. Have a great, awesome weekend. I will see you guys again on Monday. We will be back. I will be back on live on Monday. I think I may do the same time. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and set that. We'll do that. I'll set it up. I'll see you guys Monday. I'll let you know when. I'll post it so that way you guys can tune in. All right, you guys take care. I love you. Bye-bye. Have an awesome weekend. All right, take care.